morning.
Or afternoon.
Is it afternoon already? Let's see. Oh, 12:13 it is. It's a rainy, icky, yucky morning. Um, we're trying to leave town in between two thunderstorms. One's already done, and there's another one on the way. So we're leaving town in between them, and we are traveling about 13 miles backwards across the bay, across the water. If we had chitty chitty bang bang.
Yeah. Gonna go try the peninsula of Door County in Wisconsin again.
Yep, this time it's Potawatomi State Park, just south of Sturgeon Bay.
Yep.
It's about 75 miles down to loop around to get there. We have to leave Oconto, go down through Green Bay, cross the big bridge again, and head up just south of Sturgeon Bay.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a beautiful state park there. And we were able to go online and reserve 3 nights.
Yep.
So we're going to go explore the bike paths there. It's been years since either of us have been there, long, long time ago. My kids were little when I was there last. So that's what we're going to do.
Yep. Sounds good.
Yep. Okay, let's roll.
Alrighty.
Seatbelt. And if you hold the camera, I can do mine. I thought we needed to brighten the day a little bit with some tie-dye. There we go. Okay. And now we'll head on out on this rainy, gloomy day. But it was pouring earlier this morning, and then now it let up. But it looks like by 2 o'clock, there's going to be heavy thunderstorms moving through here. So hopefully we'll leave here and get over there before the thunderstorms hit there as well. So here we go. Flip the camera around. Yep, kind of a dreary day. So some of the trees are starting to get color now. We've had a few early ones, bright red. But if you look like right up here, this one's starting to turn. Little bits here and there. Not the blazing reds and oranges yet, just some yellows and faint golds. So before we leave town, we have a UPS package to drop off at our little local office supply store. They're a UPS drop-off pickup place. And I think we need to stop at the store and grab a gallon of milk or a half gallon. And then we are on our way. Okay, here we are heading up over the big Tower Drive Bridge. It's Highway 43, the interstate. And over here is Green Bay. Big barge down there. A lot of paper mills and processing plants. That's what Green Bay is known for. Stopped off here at a little gas station on the way, topped off our fuel, doing 13.9 miles per gallon. Pretty good. And we're paying $3.59 a gallon for diesel. And we're almost to the turnoff for the park. Okay, we're going to turn left. The Hemlock Trail we just crossed over. So we go up this way a little ways and look for the south campground of Daisy Field. Look at that, even a boulevard in the middle of the park. They must have decided to not chop down these trees. Ain't that fancy, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, Door County is known for its dense forests of cedar trees. They're very thick. Look here among these tree trunks. At times it's even thicker than this. And a lot of the cedar trees that grow in the area. There's also other trees too. I mean, we're seeing birch and elm and maples and, other types, but cedar is the predominant tree. They tend to grow well in shallow soil. And a lot of this Door County Peninsula is all rock. I'll insert a map here of how the Niagara escarpment from the glacial movements came from Niagara Falls all the way over around in a big loop up through the upper peninsula of Michigan and down into Wisconsin. So it looks like we got some tree cover and hopefully it'll be a level site. 71, 73, it'll be on left-hand side, probably about where that blue pickup truck is. 75, 77, and 79. So here's our campsite. Looks like a little uphill, but we'll have to get out and walk it. Okay, so it looks like we're a little slanted downhill here. So back in this area, it's a little more level. Then here it goes down. So we're going to put the trailer right over in this area. Steve does all the backing. I'm just here to make sure there's no trees up overhead or kids running behind him. He always knows where he's going. This trailer actually is pretty difficult to back up because it's such a short wheelbase that it turns sharply. So he has to like double twist the steering wheel to get it to change directions. That looks good right there. Okay, I think my battery's about ready to die here, but I'll just walk around our site for a minute. Looks like they had to take down some trees here. They've done some cutting. Maybe part of the emerald ash borer, I'm not sure. So here's our power post. We are a little close to our neighbors. Let's hope that they're friendly and quiet. And no barking doggies. We try really hard to keep Nick quiet. So once we unhook the trailer, then we'll reposition the motorhome. And I see some blue sky up there. Yay! Steve's going to unhook here. And then we'll back up the camper. We have the wheels chopped. He's unhooking everything. That way our trailer is kind of a little temporary garage. Ooh, look how dirty we got driving down the roads. We always lock our pin down, and we have an extra hitch lock he puts on also. That way nothing gets walked away with. Oh, I closed it up already. I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. So now he's going to pull away carefully. Ooh, that was the emergency brake. There we go. Walking backwards here. I'm sure we'll have to roll the front wheels up on leveling blocks. Okay, according to our Level Mate Pro, we really need to come up on our front end. We'll see how high up we can get it and try to level things out. Okay, we're going to assist our auto levelers a little bit with some blocks. These are actually stabilizer jacks. They are not made to really lift the whole rig off the ground. Although they say you can, we prefer not to.
A little bit in the front just in case.
Okay. Well, that's pretty good. We're only off by 1.5 inches. I'll go inside and look with the good old-fashioned level. Okay, let's see what we got. Oh, yeah, we're right on, Steve. We're right on left and right, and we are right on front to rear. Okay. Good job. But I think we're going to need a mat out here by the door so we don't drag in all this wet gravel on our shoes.
Yep.
Okay, let's set up camp. Good job, Steve.
Good job, dear.
We're going to spread out our camping mat here. That way we get it underneath that door right away. And I don't think we're going to put any lawn chairs just yet, in case that weather report is correct and there's thunderstorms coming. But I do see blue sky up here and over here. I think our Starlink's going to be a little difficult. I think this way is north. We might be able to get it by setting it right here on the table, dear. We'll have to check with the compass later. But for now, Steve's adding the extra lock on the front. So not only is the front latch locked with a pin lock, then there's also this hitch lock. We do what we can, keep our things safe if we can. So here we are, all set up. And Nikki says it is time to do a little sniffing. So we will let him sniff. Steve's going to hook up the power. It's pretty quiet here. So we are on 79E. E stands for electric. And here's our campsite. Nick has to check it all out. Also, we check for things like other people's dog bones or messes. Sometimes people will be rude enough to clean a fish or something and leave fish guts lay around. Nothing could be worse than a dog rolling in fermenting fish guts. One time we camped somewhere where they cleaned their fish right on the table and it was covered with fish scales. So even though some people look at this and say, oh, look at free firewood, it's all green. You ain't gonna want to burn that, right, Steve? You ain't gonna want to, whoops, I got to untangle the dog. You're not gonna want to burn this wood, it's all green. So Steve, when he hooks up, he first puts on our Progressive Industries portable power supply, EMS. And he checks first the power, and then once it's okay, all these numbers mean different things for him, then he plugs in our camper. It helps protect our power system from any unwanted voltage surges, spikes, brownouts, reverse polarity. It's amazing. Steve's years working at the park. People will back in and hit a post. They'll knock it over, prop it back upright, and think, oh, good, nobody saw me. But in the meantime, down within the post, the wires can be damaged or crossed or touching, which causes damage to the next person. And we've seen it enough to know it happens a lot. So much so, when Steve was on the maintenance crew, he took the big, what was that thing, a bobcat? Brought big rocks by each.
Big backhoe.
Yeah, big backhoe, and he brought big, huge boulders into each campsite, rolled them right in, and plunked them down right in front of the posts so people wouldn't knock over their posts.
Yeah. You gotta hide them.
Yeah. Well, look at these pretty little flowers. There, I just heard our power kick on. It goes through a series of checks before it allows our power to kick on and go into the rig. Absolutely beautiful. Everything's moist and humid. It's about 72 degrees right now. Everything's still dripping wet from the rain. Nick's watching for squirrels and chippies. Well, I think it's time to get inside and get things ready to push out our slides now that we have power. Make sure the refrigerator's switched to electric. And get situated. Would you open the door, please, sir? Okay, dog.
Come on, Nick. Come on.
Okay, jump.
Come on.
He says I wasn't done sniffing. Okay, go on.
Nick,
jump.
Come on.
Good boy. Okay, now we're ready to do our slides. Take off my shoes here. Get some light on the subject back here. Okay, Steve needs to put a key in the ignition and turn it on. In the meantime, I check down on each side that nothing fell down during travel that could block our slides. So he'll go around outside and give a little tap on the window, and that tells me I can extend the slide out. Here's our Starlink where it rides in transit. And here goes our slide. This extends our bedroom area by about 3 feet, actually a little over 3 feet. You can see back here, that's the deck, the platform, that the bed will now slide back. This part, and then it'll flip open like a taco. Okay, now we have to get over here and do this one. Have to make sure there's nothing in the way. Over here I have my camera bag. Make sure nothing fell down during transport. Or transit, I should say. Okay, now we'll push out this one. And this extends our living room by a couple feet. There we go. And this is something new that I just recently added. It's a little computer table, a rolling computer table. We'll see if I like it in here. I use it at home. Now we can turn off the ignition. And I think we're ready to flop the bed open like a taco. Right, Nick? Here, let's get your leash off of you. Do you want to help me do the taco? Okay. Nick, I don't want you standing on the Starlink. Okay, hop over. There. Here, do you want to take this out of here, Steve? I should have moved that before. I'm sorry. Somebody back here says, this is my playpen. This is where I play. Is that your spot? Yeah. He's having fun. What are you doing back there? Huh? Okay, now I have to get around on my side. Oop. And Steve will get over on his side. This is a little thicker now with this heavy mattress. Okay, off, Nick. There. And 1, 2, 3. Okay, little guy, mischief maker, off the bed. Hey. We got a mischief maker. Come on, move it. There we go. There's our pillows. And our little camping blanket from Chelsea, made by our granddaughter. Somebody, you're not helping. And these are electric mattress pad heater controllers. Yep, we know how to camp in style. We hang them up here on these little hooks. And that way, when it's cold and damp at night, we can turn them on. Here's the cords in this piece of plastic loom, it's called. We plug them in down here. And there we go. We do not leave this when we pull in the slide. We take it off. Make sure they're off. Now, excuse me, little Mr. Character. Was there a reason why you are in our bed? Oh my. Are you ready for nap time? I think so. So what do we got cooking here in What Have You Kitchen tonight? It's a damp, rainy day, so we're not doing any outside cooking. We thought we'd heat it up inside with a pizza. Lots of matzo pizza. We'll turn off the oven. Oh, does that look good? Sausage and pepperoni. So that's what we're doing tonight in the What Have You Kitchen. Time to cut it up. Oh, we had a salad first, so we don't just eat junk food. What was that, Nicholas? Did that squirrel come up and say good morning to you? What have you breakfast? We have jam here made by our littlest granddaughter, Claire. I'll insert a picture here. She came over to help make raspberry jam. And we're using our new fry pans and kettles from Karote. So Steve's just scooping up his. We did hash browns and eggs and bacon and toast. What a great breakfast. Here's mine over here all ready to go. So it's plated up like Steve says. Good cooking, good looking.
Thanks for the help.
Good morning. And the fog burned off this morning. The sun is trying to poke through. I think we're going to enjoy our day today. Okay, it's time to put up some of our camp decor. Let's see what we got here. We have our patio lights. These I need Steve's help with. I'm a little short on one end.
Does this help? This help you, dear?
Yeah, I could use some help.
That's cool.
Oh, brought me out of the step stool.
Yeah. Might be easier to get in the motorhome too.
These are just the same type of clips that they did long ago on kids' mittens. See? And they just clip. So it's Steve's job now to power them up. Right, Nick? So in our next bin here, let's see, we have our sign. Everybody has to have a camping sign. We'll go hang that out by the road. So here's a little whirligig spinner. We got this from Michelle, and I'll put in a link, but she has all different types of animals, different scenes she can print on these little spinners. And I will put a link below to Michelle's shop. I got one with a Sheltie. This is one I got years ago from our daughter Erin, with the butterflies. And this one got from our friends Roz and Gary. Unbend the clip a little bit here. There we go. And this one has a hummingbird. So these go on spinner devices. Steve, I said, while you're around, would you mind getting me the batteries for these? We had to buy new batteries. Batteries went dead last time. They usually last a whole season, but we made the mistake of buying Harbor Freight cheap batteries. You know what? They just don't last. So I said, you know what? We're back to Duracell. And I am in no way paid by the company to say that. But we found that they just last longer. Here is a cute little sign, again from our oldest daughter. We tend to put it right here so you don't accidentally walk into the arm of the awning. So in our little camping world, we use a lot of bungee cords for things. And these are perfect for hanging up these little whirligigs. Here, we'll take a little view 360 around the campsite here. We're on site 79 at Potawatomi State Park. And this is just south of Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin, where that little finger points up out of Wisconsin. We have a nice site with shrubbery around, tall trees above, but just enough of an opening for our Starlink to face to the north. Look at that. And it finds its way right through those trees. Here, let me aim it. right there perfectly to the north. And we're getting mega fast speeds. So now we have some new Duracell batteries. Steve, this little dog's kind of wound up around the table leg. Would you want to take care of him, please? So these, we just insert the battery. And there we go. So this one we're going to put in the middle with the Sheltie on it. And these are some tail pieces. You don't have to have these on, but they're kind of cool. They give a really neat optical illusion when they're spinning. Now this one I put right over here in between, centered on the patio. Over here we'll do this one. This morning, a sassy little squirrel, red squirrel running around here, came right up to the camper door, came up on the steps, and actually came right onto the screen of the door, right in front of Nick. And he didn't even bark. What a good boy. Okay, Steve, here's where I need a little bit of help. You're not going to do that while I'm filming, are you? He brought out the leaf blower.
Around here before we put
Okay. Yeah, get that up out of the way too. That's the extra end of the cord. See, if we wanted to plug something else onto here, we could. Or additional party lights, but one row is enough. Okay, hook it there. And there. Okay, and then we'll turn this one on. There it goes. And now the last one. I wish they made these solar powered. I bet you they do somewhere. Be kind of nice. Then I wouldn't have to put batteries on them. I like my little whirly gigs. See how this optical illusion, it looks like the ball is crawling up the corkscrew? Okay, Steve, we need one more help here. There we go, and we'll turn that one. Now this one stopped. There it goes. Didn't turn on. Okay, so we got that stuff done. These were the two longer bungees from our patio mat. Suppose it didn't matter. These could hang back on the door. Okay, now we'll do the typical campground thing. We're going to take our sign. There's our garage. Filthy dirty as it is. Holy cow. We're going to come down here. This is in case somebody comes by and sees us. Steve spent his teenage years up here in Door County. Actually, when we stopped at the grocery store, he ran into somebody he knew. So it's kind of nice. There we go. To say this is our spot. Just have to remember to take it down. So our slight uphill site here isn't too bad once we got in back here, and we are up on 4 blocks plus our levelers, and it worked. We're perfectly level inside. There. So now we'll wait for Steve to click, click, click up this awning, because right now it's pretty low to our heads. So it looks like they took down some trees on our site. They left some piles of firewood, but it's all green. Of course, it's not burnable. It can sit for a year and maybe then it'll be good firewood. Or if you have a good bed of coals going, you can throw it an extra piece. Here's our lawn chairs. Might as well. Let's see if I can do that one-handed. Bring those over. Set up our patio. Oh, that's right. Steve wanted to use the leaf blower. There we go. There's one chair. We picked these up last year. One of them at Camping World and one of them at Grand Design. They were both on clearance. One at each shop. We had to go in Green Bay on one side the road to Camping World and the other side the road to Grand Design. But I think they're over $100. And we got them on clearance for, I think, $65, $70. I forget. But they're probably some of the most comfortable recliners that we have had. They're just heavier for hauling along, but they're padded fabric, so we never leave them out at night. They came with these little side tables, and they are quite comfy. Here's a hint. Carabiner, a nice big one. And it sets right here on my chair. I hook it around, and the end of Nick's leash goes in there when he's on a regular leash. Today we have him out here, he's being good, on a brightly colored tie-out. And this is bright so we don't trip on it. And it's hooked to an anchor. This was a boat anchor we found one time in a river. And it's a cement block with an eyelet sticking out of it. But it's just perfect for Nick. So we anchor him down, right, Nick? But he's been learning now. We've had him for a little over a year. And he's been learning to be a good campground doggy, right? Actually, we're getting close to 2 years. By Christmas Eve, it will be 2 years. And if you want, you'll have to go back and read my blog post. I'll put a link below of how St. Nicholas came to us on Christmas Eve and what we went through to help rescue him. Because he was on the run, man. So here's our little whirly twirlies going around. There's that one. That one down there. And this one over here. So Steve, do you want to put our awning back up? It's a little low right now. So even though it's a powered awning that rolls out, we can change the height of it, which is kind of nice. We can tilt it when there's rain. Some powered awnings don't let you do that. We do not have an automatic sensor. It will not retract automatically if it, wind kicks up or rain. We have to monitor it. So we're pretty careful about that. We really never leave it down if we're gone very long. One day my sister went canoeing on a beautiful, fine, calm day. By the time she got back in 3 hours, her awning was ripped off, flipped up over the top of her camper, and the arms were hanging down on the other side of her camper, smashing up the whole side of her camper, the arms. What a mess. That was a tough claim to the insurance company because really it was a beautiful day when she left. What do you think, Nick? Is it a beautiful day today? E-bikes and all the other gear. I think I put that in on the last video. But we carry along things like a leaf blower, an electric chainsaw, Nick's little cart. The wheels come off and there's his cart. We'll take that out later. We have our e-bikes in here along with extra gear like extra sitting lawn chairs, extra cords and hoses and cables. In the back we have a bucket. It says water hoses, but it actually carries right now wood pellets for our little pellet burner, fireplace, fire pit. Up here we have the fire pit. We have different tubs and totes of equipment, hoses, tools, chargers for the bike, a tarp, a lantern, all that good stuff. And then on the top, you can't really see because it's dark, but we have a Blackstone griddle, and we have a little Coleman portable griddle. We have an Instapot along with the air fryer lid to go with it. We have extra little cans of propane. So this little trailer carries a lot of stuff. It takes along loads of firewood, and an extra table. And we use it basically as a garage when we travel. Here's our helmets and the pannier bags and some extra cables. So it's a pretty handy little thing. Well, I think now that our little campsite is all set up, it's time to grab my coffee cup here. A little coffee cup here with all the grandkids when they were little. Littlest one is right here in my lap. And I think it's time to sit down and have a second cup of coffee this morning. What say you, Steve?
It's waiting for the sun to come out.
Yep, then maybe we'll go for a bike ride.
Yeah.
He says, most doggies jump and lunge and bark at me. Look at what a good boy Nick is. You're being good boy, Nick. Look what a good puppy Nick is. Nick is such a good boy. Oh, he says, let me in here. Okay, time to crack the eggs in the little recessed areas of the egg pan. A little bit of parsley. pepper. Sausages are almost done. We can turn them off. And then, just with a rubber spatula, there we go. Steve is the muffin man. He butters up our English muffins. And over here, I give these one more flip. And they are just the right size to go on our muffins. The sausage patties are a little bit bigger, but not too bad. And now to make up our breakfast, here I'll use the tongs for this, our little breakfast sandwich. There's the sausage patty. There's the egg. Flip it over. Look at that. Better than McDonald's, for sure. And as Steve says, it's plated up. Time for breakfast. Okay, it's leaving day. You can see Steve here on the backup camera. He's finishing up the final hookups on the trailer. He double checks and triple checks everything. So it's time to leave Potawatomi State Park. And of course, today the sun comes out and it's beautiful and the temperature's going back up. It's already up to 70. Oh, yesterday was pretty gloomy, dark, cold, and damp and chilly. We didn't even get in a bike ride yesterday. So we're getting ready here to head on out. We have 2 stops to make in Green Bay before we head home. But first stop, of course, is the dump station. So here comes Steve after doing all his hookups.
Thank you.
Would you like to put on your bunny tail?
Yeah.
Touch it front and rear, not side to side. We found out if you touch it side to side, you have a chance of hitting the mute. Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's still morning.
Yep, still morning today. It looks like we've got sunshine and warmer temps.
Yeah, and we're going home.
Uh-huh.
And the only reason why we have to go home is, first of all, this campsite's reserved by somebody else, but we are going to babysit the grandkids' dogs for 5 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're taking their motorhome on a trip to Tennessee to a big music festival called Bonnaroo.
Yeah.
So it's kind of difficult for them to take their dogs along because where they park, there's no hookups. And if the weather gets hot, that's difficult with 2 dogs left in a motorhome. So we're the good grandparents. We take care of the dogs. We take care of the hedgehog, but we don't have to take the hedgehog to our house. We just go to their house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kiwi the hedgehog.
Yeah.
So I guess we're off to the dump station.
Yeah.
Sound good?
Sounds good.
So, as an update to our new tires, how does the motorhome handle?
It feels like the front end is a little bit lighter, but that could be because of our trip to Alaska. We had quite a bit of weight in our overhead bunk with extra food and supplies. So I don't know. It seems fine. It rides fine, steers fine. Just feels a little lighter, that's all.
Oh, okay. I just thought I would do that as a little update
Yeah.
because we did invest a couple weeks ago into all new tires all the way around. We did the Michelin Agilis Crossroad 2, Cross something. I forget the name of it, Cross something 2s that are suggested for this motorhome that a lot of other people use. Crossfire?
No, I think just cross.
Cross something.
Yeah.
I'll put it down below.
They do seem to ride smoother, but again, you have more tread being new tires, so
Yeah.
maybe that's part of the smooth ride, but it does seem smoother.
Yeah. So, and of course, we're using our new microphones. What I want to do is turn on some air here and just see how this works. I want to hear the difference in sound.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you're hearing different sound. I'm gonna go wash my hands.
Okay, you can go wash your hands. Oh, the park itself is very well maintained and clean. It has nice roads all the way through. We rode only on the roads. We didn't go on the bike trails per se. There are a lot of bike trails, but I think they are geared more for mountain bikes. Um, so here was on the map of the park, and we are here in this loop of campgrounds. And then there's another little loop of campground right here. So we're in this one where there's electric sites, but we took the road all the way down and around this way. And then we also took the road all the way up here by the observation tower and around this way. So we really enjoyed, just traveling around on the roads themselves. And we did, I think, about 5 miles, and this one here was maybe about 4 miles. And so, yeah, you can get around. There are these little mountain bike or off-road bikes or whatever. It says off-road bicycle trail. There are 8 miles worth of off-road bike trail marked areas. And then there are some trails that are marked no bikes, so you don't do that. But this here is all the bay waters of Green Bay that lead out to Lake Michigan. And out here, there's a little island. Here's Sawyer Harbor. It's really pretty all along the shoreline here. So this is Potawatomi State Park, just south of Sturgeon Bay. So y'all washed up?
Yep, all washed up.
Okay, well, let's head on out to the dump station, which was near the entrance to the park. Nobody coming? What a gorgeous morning. Well, it'll be a nice drive home. It is a nice wooded park, so you do have a lot of shade, especially in the summer months. But we found room for our Starlink to find a patch of sky to the north. We had really good connections. We had a lot of red squirrels. We did hear an occasional airplane every now and then because it is near the small what was it called?
Cherryland.
Cherryland Airport. Small private planes, not anything big. Well, here it looks like we have somebody either pulling out or backing in. Let's see. We will be patient. We never want to fluster anybody that's trying to do their back-ins or pullouts because it's always a hassle. And we don't want to disturb anyone. So, what were your impressions of the campground, Steve?
I think that was well kept. Very little garbage, if any. We didn't find much of any anywhere, so they're doing a great job of picking up trash.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's always somebody that loses it or drops it, whatever.
Careless.
Yeah.
We did notice the host came around about 11 o'clock this morning, making notes of who was already off their sites and, possibly, to stop by and check it out, clean up the fire pits, see if there's any leftover trash or damages, so that way it's all ready for the new person to check in.
Yep.
Not only did we used to do hosting, but we used to hire the hosts. Steve used to interview them, and I helped sit in on the training. We would talk to the hosts of what their expectations were for their job and schedule the hosts at High Cliff State Park, and also step in when a host had a situation. Times emergencies came up or whatever. So we would step in and take over hosting, which was always fun. I enjoyed the campfire pit cleaning and just having all the paperwork and information available, checking in and out on the slips, seeing that people were in the right spots, and making sure there weren't any sneaky ones that would sneak in at night and sneak out in the morning. That would happen. They would think, oh, they'll sneak in after the rangers are out of the office, spend the night and leave early. Well, we always take down license numbers. But yeah, it was awfully fun being a host. I like driving around the little side by side, and I used to have my doggy Duke by my side, and he would ride along.
Garbage.
He loved being a little ambassador. Oh, Steve's going to stop and dump the garbage. There's some dumpsters right here.